and get going. Hey, what a win by the Orioles. You figure maybe a little flat, take a day off. They had the big cocktail party. They went nuts in the post-game after that win on Sunday, rightfully so, when they came back and beat Tampa. Got the split against the Rays at Camden, 38,000 there on Sunday afternoon. And what happens? They go down to Houston last night, a team that's fighting for everything, and the Astros are not playing well. And Cedric Mullins hits a 3-run homer in the top of the ninth inning off Presley to give them an incredible 8-7 win. I mean, that is a tremendous job. That shows you grit, toughness, character. That's all you need to know about the Orioles. And I'm getting to think that maybe Baltimore is going to go to the World Series out of the American League. Maybe the old idea about, first time in the postseason, deep end of the pool, maybe a little nervous, a little overwhelmed. Experience. Maybe that's not going to be a factor whatsoever. Plus, Means is pitching well. Who knows what they can do with him in a postseason scenario? Another good 5 innings last night gives them another starting pitcher. I mean, I tell you, what a job. They can hit. They're a very good offensive team. You'll be a little worried about Batista. Now, they're going to let Batista pitch. They're going to try him late in the year, and sometime next week. And they realize if he has to have Tommy John surgery, he has to have Tommy John surgery. What difference does it make if he has it in late September or late October? So they are going to try to see if he can deal with it and pitch and be effective. Maybe the tear is not that bad. And if he can't go, well, then he has the Tommy John surgery. And if he can pitch, they can have, if they needs it, the Tommy John surgery at the end of October. Ben McDonald, their broadcaster, told me that on radio last week. So that still is up in the air about what they can do with Batista. But Baltimore right now is playing very, very well. They have a big offense, lots of young players. Their toughness, they haven't been swept. We all know about that. They've only had one little losing streak, I think, of 4 games. And they have not been swept all year. That record continues with about 80-something series where they have not been swept, whether it's a 3 or a 4-game deal. What a job by, I'm very impressed. And that was a devastating loss to Houston, who somehow last week lost 4-6 to the A's in Kansas City. You figure a layup for them, and they turn around and they lose 4-6. You still think the Astros, who are in first place in that division by a game and a loss, they have 67 losses. Texas, we'll get to them in a minute. And the Mariners have 68 too. You still figure they'll figure out a way to be the 2 seed. But, I don't know. I mean, Houston has been very spotty themselves. Haven't been great either. It's been all sorts of breakdowns, starting pitching, bullpen. Presley's lost a couple games here, and this is a bad one that they lost yesterday. But this is really more about the... Hey, you know what? It very rarely happens. Maybe you're going to have the 2-1 seeds get to the World Series. Maybe you're going to have Atlanta. Dodgers are there too. Be the NL representative, and maybe the Orioles will be the American League representative. I'm getting the idea that the Orioles got a better chance to be that representative than the Braves do, because the Braves got to deal with L.A. But regardless of the fact, great job. You would think that to do with L.A., they got to get by the Phillies first. But yeah, if the Phillies get by the first wild card round. But great job by Baltimore. We'll talk to Elias later on. That's number 1. Texas blew another game. Their bullpen has been unbelievably bad. They have lost so many games. Bochy got all upset last night because on a 3-2 pitch, I saw it in the top of the 8th inning. Will Smith threw a fastball to Ryan Center, who got a base hit up the middle instead of that slider. Gave them knocked in 2 runs. They got another one on a sac fly, and the Red Sox got 3 in the top of the 8th. Texas did not hit a lot, didn't capitalize on some opportunities, and the Rangers are 82-68 right now. What a strange team. They've lost. They're 10-20 in their last 30 games, and that's with a 6-game winning streak. So they're 10-20 in their last 30 games, and they won 6 in a row in the process. 2 against the A's, 4 against Toronto. But they're giving the Blue Jays a second life. Now, Toronto's going to have to go play the Yankees now 6 games. And the Yankees are going to play the Blue Jays like you wouldn't believe. The Blue Jays are arrogant against the Yankees anyway. The Yankees have beaten the Blue Jays. 2 years ago, they knocked them out. They have had some success against the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays are going to have to work hard to beat them in those 6 games. Cole's going to pitch and everything else. The Yankees are going to treat that like their postseason, playing Toronto 6 times. Remember, the Yankees don't play Tampa or Baltimore again. They don't play the Red Sox again. So this is going to be a scenario. They play Kansas City. They play the Diamondbacks. And the Yankees don't care about the Diamondbacks, but they do care about Toronto. So we see how that's a tough stretch for the Jays. Seattle beat the A's last night. This is sort of a little break for Seattle, getting 2 more against Oakland. They shut them out. They're 82-68. Texas 82-68. Remember, those 2 teams play 7 games the last week of the season. They will start in Texas this weekend, and then Texas will go to Seattle the following weekend to close it out. So Texas has 2 with the Red Sox, 4 with Seattle. I believe it might be 3 in Texas and the other way around. Whatever it is, they have a series with Seattle, then they play the Angels, and then they go to Seattle to close the year. Houston, of course, has got series games with Seattle too, so we'll keep an eye. And Kansas City, we'll keep an eye on them. Miami lost last night in the 9th inning. Tanner Scott home run to McNeil, lost 2-1. Tells you maybe you're better off playing teams that are out of it than teams that have clinched. They buried the Braves all weekend, and then they play the Mets, who are done, and the Mets beat them in the 9th inning. So right now, the Cubs have 72 losses. Arizona's got 72 losses. The Arizona team's got 1 more win. Cubs will play this week here at home. I think it's Colorado. Let's see how they bounce back off playing and losing 8 of 10. The Reds won last night. They beat Minnesota. They're 80-73. De La Cruz, by the way, has been awful. Awful. He struck out. He's hitting like 150 in the last month and a half. Keep an eye on that, all their young players. But they're 80-73. Cincinnati. Miami is 78-73. You still got those 4 teams, theoretically for the 2 spots. I'll put San Francisco in there if they can win these next 2 games. Gallen tonight. The Giants, of course, then will play Kelly. And the Giants will need both. Giants got 74 losses. I think the Giants will need both with Arizona. I think a split may not be good enough. Kind of need both. Giants coming off a series in Colorado where they were horrendous, losing 3 out of 4 and almost blew a 9-0 lead on Sunday afternoon. They won 11-10. So you still got some things going on with some of these lower-ranked teams. But I tell you, if you ask me right now, I'm going to say Orioles and Braves in the World Series. I hate to pick the 1 seeds because there's always teams get picked off. Last year the 1 seeds didn't go on. I know Houston did. But the NL representative was the Phillies, who were the 6th seed. So I hate to go 2 1 seeds. It usually doesn't work that way in baseball. But the Orioles got great grit. They're feisty. They're going to get a bye. The Braves have been the best team. They beat the Dodgers a couple weeks ago, 3 out of 4 in L.A. So maybe it would be those 2 as far as the World Series is concerned.